I'm going to tell you that you might be more than intrigued. You might be in heaven when you hear about this next product. The name is iGrow, and it's an FDA-cleared, hands-free hair growth system. So you can actually multitask as it's treating your scalp. Now, over 80 million men and women in America are suffering from some form of hereditary hair loss. So if you are or know one of those folks, I want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy this presentation, because really, iGrow is one of the first of its kind that you can still email, you can still grade your papers, you can still sit down and eat dinner. You simply wear it and it's growing back your hair. For the first time ever, it's on 6 easy monthly payments of $90, and it also comes with a 6-month return policy. So you start using it, and within a 16-week period, you're going to start to see that hair come back. And if you don't, then no worries, you send it back to us, and in return, we send your money back to you. So there's nothing to lose. You really, truly have everything to gain. And here to tell us all about it is my good friend, Jonathan Graff. Hi, Jonathan. Nice to see you again tonight. Hi. Jonathan and I got to hang out for a whole hour last time. So we're going to try and condense everything we got to talk about for 60 minutes in 10 minutes. And really, Jonathan, I know this is what you've been doing now for over 20 years, really sitting down and having that eye contact and those one-on-ones with folks who are suffering from hair loss. So I'm so glad that you're here with me tonight to tell everybody about iGrow.
Well, thank you, Amy. It's really great to be back here. You know, just in the last couple of months, it's just been so gratifying to see the amazing response here on QVC to the iGrow. I sat in front of thousands of men and women in hair loss consultations over the years, and they're desperate for something to do about their thinning hair. It's been amazing to see and to be able to spread the word here on QVC about the iGrow hair growth system, which is, as you'd said, FDA cleared for both men and women, hands-free, easy to use in the comfort of your own home, right? And so effective that in our 2 FDA clinical studies, 100% of people using the iGrow grew hair. Now, remarkably, the average, now some grew a little more, some grew less, but the average was 35% more hair in only 16 weeks of treatment.
Well, I don't know if we have that graphic standing by. I know we have some animation standing by, but look, take a look at that. Maybe if you see it in writing, it helps to reiterate what Jonathan just shared with you. 100% means every single person who tested this saw an increase in hair growth.
That's right. In the 16-week clinical studies, we did one for men and one for women, 2 separate studies. Everybody grew hair, some a little, some a lot. Some were better than others. 2 people on the same diet lose different amounts of hair, but the average improvement was 35% more hair for men, 37% more hair for women in only 16 weeks of treatment.
And Jonathan, we're going to actually go ahead and show how it works as we have this footage standing by, and then we can show you what hair comes back.
Absolutely. What you're seeing is the iGrow's patented hands-free canopy with its 51 light sources. Now, that's a proprietary combination of 21 lasers and 30 high-output LEDs that bathe the entire scalp for the entire 25-minute treatment program with no manual motion, no special technique required. What we've done is taken this technology, which when I worked in hair loss clinics for a couple of decades, which the technology has been shown very effective. Historically, the hard part is getting people to do it enough for it to work. What the iGrow has done is eliminated the obstacles to success. We've taken those light sources and put them in a hands-free canopy that covers the entire scalp at the same time with no special technique. It sits on a high-quality headphone platform, which makes it stabilized and keeps a proper distance from the scalp for maximum absorption of the light. We made it plug into the wall for no ease of use and a consistent power supply, no rechargeable batteries to worry about or fuss with. And you simply turn it on, push the button, the iGrow will turn itself on and turn itself off 25 minutes later while you're going about your life completely hands-free, basically.
You could not have made it any easier. And then tonight, for the first time with those 6 easy monthly payments, whether it's for you so that you start to see a change in 16 weeks, but you again have that 6-month return policy. So come March, come April, people might not even recognize you. I mean, it really is the time to call in if you have wanted to grow your hair back, because with iGrow, it doesn't get much simpler. And I want to go ahead and show you what the before and afters look like, because if you do have hair loss, whether it looks like any of these folks, you are in good shape with iGrow.
Yes, and what you're seeing here is what we call time-lapse or morphing photos. This is Lasanti. Lasanti came to us when she started losing hair when she was 18, and you know, as a woman, when your hair loss is so very important. Your hair is very important to you. Now, what Lasanthi saw was a gradual decrease in her hair, and when you have thin hair to start, you don't have a lot to gain, you don't have a lot to lose before it's really noticeable. Look at the remarkable improvement that she saw in only 16 weeks. It was very difficult for us to take these after photos for Lasanthi, actually, because she kept smiling so much during it. We couldn't capture the picture. She was so happy.
That's great. All right, so what about gentlemen?
Yes, this gentleman, now this young man came to us. He started losing hair in his very early 20s. He saw it in his family. He said, I don't want to just accept my fate. I want to take the control back. If you're a young man, you live by the beach like he does, and he's just very active, you don't want to look older than you are. Look what we did for him in only 16 weeks of treatment. And again, that's the beginning. Your hair continues to grow afterwards, but in only 16 weeks of treatment, he looks like what he is, a young man with his whole life ahead of him, and he's in control of his own appearance.
And I think we might have a few more standing by. So let me just reiterate as you're seeing them. These results are after 16 weeks, but you have 6 months to try iGrow. I shout that a little bit because that's unheard of, 6 months. And just like this gentleman here, this is the picture after 6 weeks. You just saw that gradual, but then you can continue to use it even after the 16 weeks.
Yes, that's right. After the initial 4-month period, our clinical study was for 4 months, 16 weeks, 25 minutes every other day. After that, once a week is generally enough to keep the ball rolling and keep your hair follicles in top shape to keep growing. AJ saw this kind of a result in only 16 weeks, and again, now he looks in the mirror and says, I don't see a stranger looking back at me anymore. There's nothing wrong with looking 60 if you're 60, but not a day before. And regardless of your age, you always just want to look your best. If you're gaining a little weight, you can diet, you can exercise, you can cut your hair, you can tan. What do you do when you're losing your hair? Well, now there is something that you can do to take control back. And as you'd mentioned earlier, there's nothing fast about hair. So people beginning a treatment now, you're going to start to see results in just 3 or 4 months. So maybe good time to get started on that New Year's resolution a little early.
Absolutely. Just by spring break, you might have your hair in a ponytail and you haven't had it there in years, or you don't mind tilting your head down because no one's going to see that scalp anymore. Now, here's the reason to shop for iGrow now instead of a year from now, 2 or 3. We're going to put a chart up that shows you who and who cannot use it, because if you are completely bald, no hair whatsoever on your head, this is not for you. So you want to get it home sooner than later so you don't wait until you can't use it at all.
Yes, that's right. The iGrow has been tested and FDA cleared for genetic hair loss in both men and women. If you fall within the category that you see here, you mild to moderate hair loss. There has to be some hair left in the follicle. As you'd said, it's a good idea to get started on it sooner rather than later. When do you want your hair loss to stop and certainly to regrow hair, now or when it's worse? So yes, if you fall outside of this may not be the treatment for you, but if you're a man and you see your hair loss similar to one of these photos, one of these pictures and renderings, this is the kind of treatment that has been shown effective.
And that's for the gentlemen. And now look at the women. A slightly different, growth pattern here, but if you look like any of these circles, iGrow's for you.
Yes, that's right. The iGrow is tested again and FDA cleared for this specific type of hair loss, genetic hair loss, men and women, mild to moderate. You see that a very typical type of hair loss is a thinning in the part line that gets wider, or you're thin throughout the top behind your hairline. The iGrow using low-level light therapy has been shown extremely effective specifically for that kind of hair loss.
Now, we also have to tell you about your skin tone because not everyone can use it with skin tone. So walk me through this, Mr. Jonathan.
Okay, well, again, the iGrow was tested on people with light to medium dark skin. It's not that it won't work well on people with much darker skin, but it's very difficult to do a clinical trial. If you have dark skin and dark hair, it's very difficult to count the results.
Well, iGrow, if you've never heard of it, it's the first hands-free FDA-cleared hair growth system. So when you're looking at this clip here, if you've seen other devices and you just think, oh my gosh, by the end of the day, after work, I then do not want to have to use a device. I want to sit down and watch TV. I want to read the paper like this gentleman. I want to keep my work evening going and go ahead and reply to 25 emails. I want a text message. I want to play on Facebook. Well, that's what iGrow really gives you. It gives you the hair back, but it gives you your free time back too. Yes,
that's right. Again, what we've done is taken the proven technology of using red light to stimulate hair growth and simply eliminated those things that in the past always led to failure. You don't have to get in your car and drive to a clinic. There's no manual motion. You don't have to worry, am I doing it wrong? You can't really do it wrong. Short of coming and wearing it for you, there's not much more else we can do. I can actually show you how easy it is to use.
Sure, go ahead, and then we can end on one before and after.
Okay, this is the special technique we developed for the iGrow. You simply put it on your head.
It's like wearing headphones.
Yes. It plugs into the wall. It's extremely light. The iGrow weighs 1 pound, 2 ounces, so it's very light on the head. You simply turn it on. Hold this up there for the camera. There we are. And push one of the buttons. Push the button that looks the most like you. The iGrow will turn itself on and turn itself off 25 minutes later. Now what you see what I'm doing with my hands, anything I want. I can be typing an email, I can be watching TV. What it does is
dinner.
Yeah, eat dinner. It fits into your lifestyle. I don't have an extra 25 minutes at the end of the day. There's only 24 hours in a day, not 24 plus 25. But everybody I know is also checking their email, you're watching TV. In fact, I'm not without my phone for more than 20 minutes at a time. You can actually plug your phone into the bottom of the handset and listen to music or talk on the phone while you're helping regrow your hair.
Well, you know what, guys? I know we only have a few seconds left, and I know we have those great claims standing by, too. So let's take a look at this before and after, and then maybe we can show you as we end those claims since everyone saw results.
Glenn is a good example of someone who has more severe hair loss, and you see in that before picture, while there's not a great deal of regrowth in that very middle area where there's no hair, look how much smaller that whole bald spot is. All that thinning area in the side has filled in, and he's extremely happy with his results, which again, in our FDA clinical studies, 2 of them that were published in reviewed medical journals, 100% of subjects who used the iGrow saw increased hair growth after just 16 weeks of therapy, and the average improvement, some more, some less, average was 35% more hair for men and 37% more hair for women in just 16 weeks of treatment.
It's the first day it's ever been on 6 easy monthly payments, and don't forget you have a 180-day return policy. If it sounds like a lot of days, that's because it is. It's 6 months to try it, and if you are not seeing results, okay, package it up, send it on back, and we give you your money back. So wouldn't you at least like to try it while it's on that best Easy Pay plan ever? Jonathan, thank you so very much. And if you want to see more about iGrow, excuse me, you're going to see Jonathan twice more today, so just make sure you're tuning in at QVC. Stacey standing by with one of our very popular brands.
Okay, so I had to make this my pick of the show, not because I like cleaning, no, I dread it, but you know what? This takes a lot of the grunt work out of it. It's a complete, true